Okay.
All right, this is Spike Mike. This is another segment of Wisdom Sucks. And I got my friend Zach Carpenter here, who I'm going to ask a couple questions of, and we're just going to discuss this. So first and foremost, Zach, where and what and stories related to when I ask you the question about wisdom or the lack thereof, share something.
The first thing that pops to mind is there's a monk, Thich Nhat Hanh or whatever, Thich Nhat Hanh. Anyway, he talks about forgiving yourself for not having, forgive yourself for making mistakes that were unskilled. Because a lot of times in my life, I've made decisions based on fear, never having worked on fear or done shadow work.
Mm-hmm.
I've made those decisions, and on top of that, I end up self-flatulating. Is that the word? I think it is. Like being self-destructive about my thoughts about the decisions I made
Okay.
when I was unskilled.
Okay.
And by unskilled, I'm thinking I didn't know any better. I didn't know that you could sit with fear. You didn't have to react to fear. I was always...
You mean you just feel it?
You just feel it, yeah.
Wow.
You just let it happen.
Yeah.
And the other part was that it's always going to be there. So...
Like it's a part of human existence, no matter what we do.
Right.
Yeah.
Just as much as joy is going to come,
Mm-hmm.
if you're in your process of shadow work especially, then you see, it's a Star Wars quote, powerful light, powerful dark.
Mm.
So if you've experienced a bunch of joy,
Mm-hmm.
but not lived in the fear,
Yeah.
there's a chance that you're stifling your joy,
Wow, that's heavy.
for me.
Right on.
So,
Okay. So, this is a yes or no question.
okay.
Is there maybe an example that, and it's okay to say no matter what.
Sure.
But if there you have an example of an experience that you'd like to share, there's an opportunity.
Oh yeah, I just recently been applied to a school at PACCOM. It's a well-known Oriental medicine school, and my ego grabbed onto the idea of making my story like this Hell's Angel convict, this motorcycle club member that I was and am not anymore. But the decisions I made then, and then going to becoming a doctor of Oriental medicine, oh, what a success story, right? So my ego's thriving on, we've got to go farther. And in applying for that with the VA, my criminal history comes up. And all of a sudden I'm slammed shut and back in that self-destructive, fuck this guy thinking of, here he comes again, gonna ruin my life some more. That's the first impact. The second impact was reading the criminal history, looking at all those things, not blaming anybody and going, you know what? I'm guilty of everything they accused me of. And so I'm not feeding worms right now. I'm lucky.
So there is the antidote to victim thinking.
Right. I made those decisions.
Yeah.
And so whatever the universe has for me is appropriate. It's appropriate to my karma. And karma can be beautiful. A lot of people think, oh, karma's a bitch. Well, maybe, but somebody's house burning down, somebody's entire world going from fear-based reality to healing, which is my personal journey. You're going to have these things where, especially for me, the dichotomy of being the man that actually created that criminal history. I'm the man that I created that. Nobody wrote that for me. I did that.
Yeah.
And then writing a new story of reaching out, offering modalities of Reiki, of healing energy. So there's a dichotomy that happens. So you've got, so walking forward, I've been trying to stifle that guy. You know, the first guy, trying to shove him down. He doesn't exist. He's going to come up. So
Always.
What I've come up with is he's fear-based. So I sat in meditation and said, okay, fucker, you're coming with me, apparently. What do you need? What do you need to go forward?
Right.
What's it going to take for you to be pacified and you to grow? Because I need to feed both wolves,
Right.
you know?
Yeah.
And so for my journey, there's a special martial art that I have always wanted. It's called Krav Maga, and it's very defense oriented. It's like the idea is I don't want to fight, but I'm going to finish it if I do. So that's the answer that fear wants. Fear wants to be able to go, okay, let's give me the education skill, right?
Yeah.
So I don't make mistakes at an unskilled level, and I can go through the earth feeling, or go through the world on this journey feeling like that part of my life is secure. I can sit in fear if I know that in case this happens, this is my ability, this is my skill. So that way it can just be quiet and I don't have to have, right? Fear.
Yeah.
There's somebody at the door right now.
Yeah.
Both of us couldn't hold the conversation long enough to not look.
Right. Which is perfectly okay to recognize what's happening right here, right now.
Right.
Because right here, right now is all we really fucking have, right? And like here's a point of these videos that I'm pursuing, is that without wisdom, what are we? We're misguided, and some might say stupid, right? But the reality is our life experiences take that negative of being misguided and teach us what we need to learn. And that's my hope, is to share the stuff I've learned and my friends and acquaintances have learned. And that way you don't have to bump your head the same way I did. And with that, I'm going to close. We're going to move forward with other stuff. And at the very least, please be good to yourself today. Thanks.